I was making the point that fundamentally governments for the past 3 decades have not put significant investment into building out our irrigation network so that our farmers have access to water even in the time of drought. Madam Speaker, there's a community that for years they tell me that political representatives came and promised that they would bring agricultural water. And you know, Madam, that community is in Clarendon, Southwestern, a place by the name of Parnassus. And it is this government that is spending billions of dollars, Madam Speaker. Billions with a B, Madam Speaker. Billions with a B.
Madam Speaker, on a point of order.
Please, let us hear your point of order.
Is misleading the House. Parnassus is an area that was known for banana cultivation for years and had extensive irrigation. There were wells there that you are now rehabilitating. So you are misleading the House. There are 3 wells that you are rehabilitating. So you are misleading the House and you need to withdraw that comment.
Member from Clarendon, Southwestern. Member from Clarendon, Southwestern. You have been allowed to speak. You have been allowed to ask your questions. You have been allowed to stand up and on a point of order make your statement. I am now asking you to sit quietly and listen to the minister.
Your ruling on my point of order. Madam Speaker, what is the ruling on my point of order? Because I have presented, the House is being misled.
Member,
the House is
member,
being
please
misled,
take your seat.
and I've just indicated certain things that the minister cannot.
Member, please take your seat.
So I want a
please
ruling, Madam
take your
Speaker.
seat. Now, member, you cannot insist on a ruling, particularly for a speaker who has no clue as to whether or not your statement is correct. As to whether or not your statement is correct. I do not know if you even have 1 well in the particular place he spoke of. So, I am now speaking. Member, I am speaking. No, member, I am speaking. I am speaking. If you have asked a particular question, as you did in respect of your point of order, it would require that the minister respond to you. It could never be the speaker who is asked to respond to such a statement. I do not know the place of which you speak, nor do I know if you have even 1 well in the place you speak of. So the minister would be required to respond to your statement. And that is absolutely so. Member from Southwestern. That is you, Member Burke. Yes. Believe you me. Marshall. Now, members on both sides of the House, I am asking you to allow the minister to make his presentation. It is approximately 4:30, and all of us are expected to be here at 6 o'clock. For a 2-hour town hall meeting as it relates to the code of conduct, the behavior of parliamentarians, and the responsibility of members of parliament. So I am asking you to please allow the House to proceed efficiently so that we can move into the next item on the agenda. Thank you.
Madam
Allow
Speaker,
Minister.
Thank you. At no point did I mislead the House, Madam Speaker. I was very clear in saying that for years people have been asking for irrigation. As the member said, he indicated that the wells were no longer useful. He said that. So you can't let me use his exact words. Let me use the exact word. Madam Speaker, we have gone into Parnassus, right? And we have not only rehabilitated old wells that had existed but were not being utilized, Madam Speaker, I never said there were no wells. When you go into an area, yeah, I said, I will say it again. I will say it again. Madam Speaker, for years, farmers in that community has been asking for an irrigation system. If you want me to go further, you can say there was a time when they had a system, but that system, unfortunately, under their government, was allowed to fall into disrepute. Facts. What, Madam Speaker, what you must ask him to do is say a point of order on that. Madam Speaker, we have not only rehabilitated, we have dug new wells in Parnassus. And Madam Speaker, we don't have to go if or but, because unless him going to stand up and not come to the launch, like how him never come to the launch of the road. But I hope that for the farmers, he will come to the launch, where we will outline. But Madam Speaker, I never thought the member would, I honestly, Madam Speaker, never thought the member would take offense. Because what I say for Parnassus, I can say for Amity Hall, I can say for Comapen, right? I can say for parts of South Manchester. We are spending, Madam Speaker, $10 billion to put 1,500 hectares of land. And Madam Speaker, we're not just digging wells. We're not just laying pipes. We're building administrative buildings. We're building storage buildings. We're building processing facilities. You know, one of the things that his farmers, the farmers in his area, will benefit from? We're going to have a matching grant program. They come with some money to start their enterprise, and the government will match it under our new program. So, Madam Speaker, the beauty is that this is not about personality. This is about the farmers. And I've said it, and I'll say it here. Madam Speaker, for me, farmers have no color. I don't care who they support. I don't care who they vote for. We are going to do the work to serve every single farmer. Two more areas. Two more areas. Two more areas. Two more areas, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, I understand. I'll make 2 points. We have had a motive. What I will say is that the member is spreading propaganda. That is a fact. I don't know his motive, but propaganda is propaganda. A couple things. That is a fact, right? The member knows this, Madam Speaker. But again, the member has embarked on a series of propaganda. There are a couple things have come together, Madam Speaker, and we must never use these things to try and propagandize issues. Back to where we started. Our farmers and our fishers know if there are any challenges that they face, we won't hide from it. We will treat with it frontally. We will have the teams dispatched to meet with them. The minister makes himself available because there is no sector more important than agriculture and fisheries. And this government and this minister will do all in our power, along with State Minister Witter, to ensure that if they face flood, if they face drought, we don't laugh about it. We don't try and make it into anything for the trail. We act upon it. We will be there for them in the good times and in the bad times. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce a leader whose vision and dedication have been instrumental in the advancement of Jamaica's agriculture sector. His efforts to drive the transformation of agriculture, fisheries and mining, ensuring that projects like this one, the Parnassus irrigation system and the agro park here, comes to life and have a lasting impact on our communities. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining.
Thank you very much to our Permanent Secretary Spence, who is our chairman for today. Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, our British High Commissioner, Her Excellency Judith Slater, Minister without portfolio, Minister Morgan, who called to say he is on his way, State Minister Franklin Witter, who is always here working very hard to move agriculture, fisheries and mining forward, the Member of Parliament for Northern Clarendon, Mr. Dwight Sibley's, good to see you. The Mayor, Councillor Joel Williams, I'm happy that you reminded people that the last time we had something like this in agriculture was in the 1980s. I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born as yet. CTD, Courtney Code, and other members of the Central Ministry team, of course, are friends from the Caribbean Development Bank. I love when they're here. It means the money is here. Dr. Newman, good to have you and the team here. Our chairman of the Agro-Invest Corporation, Mr. Ian Murray, chairman of the, and members of the board, chairman of the National Irrigation Commission, Mr. Vitus Evans, and members of that board, CEO of the National Irrigation Commission, Mr. Joseph Giles, and members of the team, project manager, Mr. Williams. And the NIC has done something very good today. They have brought in all their administrative professionals to join us because today is Administrative Professionals Day. Can we say happy? Yeah, give them a big round of applause. Our CEO of the Agro-Invest Corporation, Mr. Vivian Scully, and members of the Agro-Invest Corporation team. I know our JAS team is out here, led by President Dobson and CEO Grant, other heads of agencies. RADA is here, our parish manager from RADA is here, and other parishes, the RADA team is out here. Members of the media. I'm doing all of this so the Prime Minister doesn't have to do it. Members of the media, farmers, agro-processors, PIOJ is also here, and we have to. Yeah, the PIOJ is also here. They did a lot of hand-holding to ensure that we could be here. The Hartrust Emily Park team is here, and they have to do a lot of work in relation to training here. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important people here are, in fact, our farmers. So, good morning, everybody. I really do stand here with immense pride and joy as we commission the Parnassus irrigation system and launch our Parnassus Agro Park. This is extremely important to us in agriculture because we know that for decades farmers have faced tremendous challenges with water and access to water, and tremendous challenges around tenureship of land. And I see Mr. Chin sits here feeling very proud because he is in Southwest Clarendon, and a number of the farmers who will benefit are from Southwest Clarendon. So today we will not only be commissioning the irrigation system, but importantly, we will be issuing leases to farmers so they will have the tenureship they need to invest and drive their own wealth creation. This is part of our Southern Plains Agricultural Development Project, which, as you heard, comes by way of the UK Caribbean Investment Infrastructure Fund to the tune of £17 million. And you would have heard from the High Commissioner. The UK set up a fund for infrastructure across the Caribbean and asked countries to submit proposals around what they believe are the best use for those resources. What could move the country forward in the best possible way? And I think we all can be proud that this government prioritizes agriculture and irrigation as the best use of those funds. And we did it for the farmers because, to be honest, of all the classes of people in Jamaica, the most important and the most resilient are our farmers. You don't want to clap for that. People don't like when I say the most important because everybody in every profession believes that their profession are most important. But no matter what profession you are, no matter whether you're rich or you're poor, you all have to eat. Not true? So the most important person is the person who is providing that food. And this is Farmers Month. And our campaign for Farmers Month is Thank a Farmer. So I all want us to say thank you, farmers, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, farmers.
Absolutely. And you know why we should thank them especially? Last year was a tough year for farmers. We started the year in drought, and we were getting resources for drought. Then we had our earliest, biggest ever, at that time of the year, hurricane. And then when we thought we were out of the woods, we had non-stop rain and flood. But yet still, our farmers are out there doing what they love. They are the true Jamaican spirit. You pick him up, you lick him down, him bounce right back. What a hard man for dead. That is the Jamaican farmers. And we don't believe in just saying thank you as a government. We say thank you in action, not in talk. Because talk is easy. But love has to be a verb. You have to show that you love in a very tangible way. So we're saying thank you today to our farmers in Farmers Month by ensuring that they have access to over 700 acres of irrigated arable land right here in Parnassus. This will be managed by the Agro-Invest Corporation and the National Irrigation Commission. In fact, what we are doing, we are transforming former sugarcane lands into productive investment-ready zones with modern agricultural infrastructure. Let me highlight, we are not displacing the farmers that were there. Very important. We have reserved of the 700 acres, at least half of it, to ensure that the farmers who are there, along with youth, women, and persons with disabilities, they will have priority access to these lands. Through the National Irrigation Commission, we have drilled and developed 3 new replacement wells, which will collectively supply 9.6 million gallons of water every day to meet the crop irrigation needs of the park. But we never just did the wells. In fact, we've installed 13.6 kilometers of pipeline to bring the water from the wells to the farm. We have installed the pumps, and we have also put in pump houses, fire suppression systems, state-of-the-art modern equipment, and rehabilitated and constructed 12 kilometers of road in the agro park so that you can get to your farms. That deserves a big round of applause. Additionally, we have done some drainage work because we know we're going through periods of intense rainfall, so we want to ensure that when the rain comes, you will not be flooded. Let me quickly point out that this is just phase 1 of the project. Prime Minister, I know you will be happy to know, because you have directed that this must be so, that in all our new agro parks, they must have irrigation, they must have a good road network, but additionally, they must have storage and packing facilities. We are going to move to construct storage and packing facilities so that in times of glut, we can store, extend the shelf life, and serve our people. Additionally, we don't want you farmers to have to run up and down to find the National Irrigation Commission, to find the AIC, to find RADA. So we're going to construct some administrative offices down here in Parnassus, so you can go and find the representatives right there to serve you. This is just one of our projects. And you would have heard the High Commissioner. And I really have to pause a little bit to thank her for her leadership. Can we give our High Commissioner a big round of applause? I'll be honest, we have had some good UK High Commissioners. Very, very good. And this High Commissioner, since she has been here, she has visited this area and Essex Valley, I don't know how many times. But I think she appreciated that it is important to come out in the field to see what is happening and to ensure that the contractors on the ground recognize that at the highest level, this project is getting the attention. And it has worked. It has helped Mr. Williams big time, because when he says the High Commissioner and the Minister and the CTD and the Permanent Secretary is coming, contractor them start to work double time to ensure that we meet the requirements. So beyond this pad, we want to have our Prime Minister very soon to come down with us to Essex Valley. Prime Minister, we are 90% complete with the installation of pipes and fittings. We have done the rehabilitation of most of the roads and drainage. We're currently doing some work. You may not know, for those of you who don't know Essex Valley, but we've laid over 60 kilometers of pipe. And we have rehabilitated over 30 kilometers of roadways. All the pipes have been installed and they've passed the pressure testing. We're 85% complete with the construction of the administrative building, 84% complete with the construction of the agro-processing facility. So Prime Minister, we want to get you down there, because that processing facility can store up to 22 containers of produce. That will be the biggest we have built in decades in agriculture. This is a part of our strategic pillars, which revolve around the new face of food. We're focused on food security, agribusiness development, climate smart expansion, climate smart technologies, and export expansion. But not just in talk, in action. This is about expanding domestic production. This is about creating jobs and providing opportunities in farming, in logistics, in agro-processing. This underscores that this government is serious about driving food security and driving agriculture. On the other note, I have to commend the teams from the Agro-Invest Corporation and from the National Irrigation Commission. These are the biggest agricultural projects, Prime Minister, that we've ever undertaken. And a lot of people thought that we would not have the capacity to get it done. And I have to single out Mr. Williams, our project manager. He doesn't like this, but stand so the people can see you. There was a time that when the PS and I sat down, we were very concerned. And Mr. Williams answered the call, stepped up, and really got this project to where we are today. We are about transforming agriculture, revolutionizing agriculture, embarking, as the Prime Minister has mandated, on a new era of agriculture by improving access to land, irrigation, and technology. We are always about putting Jamaica first and ensuring that in everything we do, we choose Jamaica by creating a more food secure, resilient Jamaica. This is only the beginning. And I see all my agencies from mining are here, JBM, the JBI. Don't feel left out, because Prime Minister, part of what we're doing is repurposing old bauxite lands and providing it to farmers so they can do what they love. We are creating a brand new Jamaica. God bless you.
Thank you, Minister Green. Very impactful, very inspiring. Please give him another round of applause.